Hey, Real Green Ninja here. The video you're about to watch is a supplement to the existing tutorials and help videos already available on the Real Green website. I do take a more casual approach because I'm presenting this information as I would if you called in, although I may have a little fun with it. This video is based upon the information I, as a Real Green technician, would provide using my experience on the help desk. This video was created on my own time to assist with areas of the software that may be waiting for an official help video or tutorial. At the beginning of the training video, I will have the version of the Service Assistant the video was made with. I will also try to be as accurate as possible, but be aware, as Service Assistant updates are released, things may change. I'm using the name Real Green Ninja as not to stand out from the other amazing technicians that I work with. I hope the information in this video helps you, so grab a cup of coffee, and I hope you learn something new. Hey, Real Green Ninja here. Today we're going to talk about a strategy that I helped a customer with who modified it, and actually I thought they did a really cool idea. So we're going to go ahead and talk about how they set it up. And again, I'm not saying this is how you guys have to do it, but it might make life a little bit easier. And what we're talking about is a strategy to do multi-day work orders. This is where you're going to do multiple work, or you're going to do one work order service, but you might cover multiple days. So let's begin. Now, again, as you remember, with work orders, pretty much what you're doing is what's called line item pricing. You're actually pricing based upon the time and the materials that you use on that job. Now, usually you only do like one work order for 1 day's worth of work because normally it's that way. You know, you go out there, do 1 day's worth of work, you print out your invoice and stuff, give it to your customer. But sometimes you might have a big project that spans multiple days, and you want to do it as one service, but again, you want to be able to post production on what you did for that day. Now, again, this isn't a perfect fix. This is a workaround. This is a way of making the software work in a way that may or may not work for your business. So again, I'm not saying this is how you have to do it. I'm saying this is definitely a good strategy that the customer, when I talked to last, actually came up with based off a strategy I gave him earlier in the week. So again, what we're talking about is we're talking about posting a work order over multiple days. Now, we're kind of cheating the system. So let me go ahead and create our service first. What we're going to do is we're going to create our multi-day work order. And again, you can call it whatever you want, but I'm just doing it for the sake of ease. MDW, and again, I don't think I have anything else that says MDW, so we should be okay there. And multi-day work order. Okay, so again, this might be something like pavement installation or paver stone installation. Again, whatever your name of your service would be over the multiple days. We're going to mark it as a special job here. If you plan to leave something on, or to get something with the customer, you can do it as an invoice. You can put your invoice message in there. You put your technician note. But again, most of the time, you're going to be doing what's called a work order invoice, and you can put the messages in there and stuff. But again, you can put your technician note if you're actually using this for routing or whatever. Now down here, this is where, again, we're going to actually build this as a work order service. Okay, so we're going to put in, special job. We're going to put in a work order. We're going to come over here to pricing, and we're going to price it either by estimated or actual. So keep in mind, you have to decide which one you want to do it as. I'm going to do actual for now, but again, we're not doing any price chart, and we're not needing about base price or man hour because again, those are different methods of pricing. We're doing it by actual time and material that's used on the job. Now over here on this right hand side, I'm going to make it a core service. I'm going to set for regular invoice, max per year 1. As far as the type, again, we're going to mark it as a special job because that's what we have up here. But over here in the size, because we're not pricing off a price chart, I don't care whether or not that has a size on it. All right, and because of that, I also want to make sure that my size is not a required field. Otherwise, you're going to have to put something in there when you're ready to do it. All right, so again, once you have all your special job and everything's together, and again, make sure you got all your things in there, we're going to hit save, and then we're going to create our multi-part production entry for the work order. Wish I had a better way of phrasing it, but I don't want to redo this video again. So again, we're going to actually create a service call, and we're going to call it like day 1. Okay, so again, this would be the first day of work that you did on that person's property. Again, we're going to do a special job. We're going to come down here, but instead of marking it as a round or cycle or special, we're going to mark it as service call. You'll notice that the service call opens up over here. Again, same thing. I'm going to select it as a core. I'm going to select regular invoice, max per year 1. Just a reminder, as far as core and additional is like one company that wanted it called out separately. I've literally seen one report that actually asked if it's a core versus additional service from pretty much everyone. You're adding the core service. Again, we're not doing units of measure because again, we're not doing pricing because this one we're not actually going to be putting products on. This is strictly to post-production that we did the work done and it allow you to add notes of what work was completed. And again, you can give your client something about it or something for it. So again, you put your information in, hit save. We're going to create a new one and we're going to call this one day 2. So we're going to put D2 and then day 2. All right, let's see here. And again, descriptions, your service code, that can be whatever you guys want it to be. Service call, come over here, billing type, regular invoice, core, 1 per year, special job type. And again, I think everything, and more than likely you're not going to renew it, so we don't have to worry about like auto renew or anything like that. All right. And then you can do like day 3, day 4, day 5, again, however long you think it's going to be. You might do 5 days just to be, cover your bases in case it's a week-long project. Now, once you've created your work order service that you're going to be charging the customer with, and then your service call jobs, which is what you're going to be posting production on as you do work, then we can go ahead and close the screen here and then add them to a customer. Now I'm going to grab a customer here. I think this customer, yeah, this is a customer I was did on a prior take of this video, and again, that's why I don't want to do the video over again because it's about the third or fourth time I've done it. What you're going to do is you're going to add the jobs to the customer screen. So the first job I'm adding is that work order job. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to grab that multi-day work order that I created. There we go. And then I'm going to put in my required fields. So I got to make sure I got my salesperson in as well as my route. Put that information in. Again, that's why you don't want to make size a required field, because again, we're not doing off of price charts or anything. We're doing it based off what we're doing for line item pricing. So now we're going to go to the work order screen, and this is where we're going to actually put in the time and materials. So I think I have a couple of them that have prices from a prior video. I think it was like blowgun darts. There it is. Okay. So again, you're going to put in, your estimated time material. Let's push down there. And then put that in. And then, of course, you can also, again, do whatever, put whatever you want. You can even put your pricing in here and stuff. So, for example, let's say we want the price to be $100. Again, we can put $100 in. And so, like I was saying, you can customize the pricing as well. But again, keep in mind, you can put the pricing information so it fills in for you. Once you got that stuff in there, then we can go ahead and save. And now we have what we'd actually charge the customer. So if we go on the job, let me put a price on those blowgun darts. And let's say there's 20 of those. And again, you do whatever, items you do. Here we go. There we go. Okay, and then put in a price. Let's say it's $120. Okay, and like I said, if you go through and actually price it all out and everything, then it will put the price on the job screen. But keep in mind, it's going to be actually charging the customer based on actual, so you will need to make sure to update that. So like I said, here there's our work order job. We go into the job. You'll see it's $2,500 because of the items that we added and the quantities that we added and so on and so forth. Now, because this is a multi-day job, I'm going to add those service calls. So we're going to add the service call here. And I want to grab up there. It's day 1. Again, hit save. Put in our required fields if there's any required fields. There we go. Got that there. Okay. Now, if you're leaving something on the job site that you want the customer to see, and you're using this method, then you can put the job notes to the customer so that way it prints out on their invoice or whatever you're printing for them. If you want it for the technician, then you can put a job notes to technician. I'm just going to go ahead and put something in here real quick. There we go. Job notes tech, and then job notes. And again, you might not leave something at the customer's site, until you're completely done or whatever. Customer, there we go. All right. So now we got this service call in there, and now we're not going to change the default route, and then we're going to close. Now we're going to add day 2. Not special job. I want service call. Here we go. And add day 2. And again, you might be a little bit more descriptive on your things other than day 1, day 2, or whatever. So, and you have the option to copy the notes from the other job. So again, if you want to copy the notes over, you can do that if you're pretty much doing the same thing both days. Again, if you're doing different things different days, you may change the notes, and have different notes for the job. But again, you're going to put your stuff in there, pull that, and then again, put your date, customers, and stuff like that. Now, when you go and do the work, what you're going to do is you're going to pull the day 1 first for this customer. So again, what you might do, and again, it's up to you how you want to do it. You might go in here and pull up the work order and print like a work order invoice, which would look something like this. Okay, and then staple the day 1 and day 2 jobs to that customer's account, or to that work or the work order and stuff. And again, you might give something to the customer. Now, if you're ready to print this, you can actually just double click this printed box here. It's going to pull up the screen here. Now, if you're giving something to the customer, you may or may not want to do like a regular invoice, again, depending what kind of paper you have. So this is like a regular invoice. Again, you'll see there's a job notes to tech. Down here would be the job notes to the customer. All right, so again, this would be the information that you would leave on the customer screen, assuming you leave something on there. A lot of people tend to like to use the basic option for stuff like that. Again, just so it kind of has a same consistency. Again, you can go through, but keep in mind this does not have the technician portion if you decide to do that. All right, you could theoretically pull day one as a batch, but keep in mind if you have people that are day one now and then might be day one in the future, you'd have to make sure that you set things like scheduled dates and stuff like that, because you don't want to pull two people's day ones by mistake when you're actually going to be servicing day one on one person one week and then day one person another week. So again, just like the normal routing type stuff. I guess theoretically you could put this in a program. It's something to try. Again, this isn't like an actual official way of doing this. This is just kind of workaround. I mean, but theoretically, I guess you could put it into a program, but you kind of have to know how many days there are, or maybe you set the 5 days in there and set everything but day one to end, and then go from there. And you have to make sure you can print the next invoice if the prior one's not completed, as well as not make them dependent on each other. So like I said, there are ways you can play around with the software, and that's what's really great about the software. Now, when you're ready to go out and do the work, again, you're going to pull your day one invoice, and again, you put your notes to technician or whatever, and we're going to go ahead and put this right into production. And you'll see when we go to put it in production, there's no price, because we're not charging for this particular visit, because we're going to be charging them at the end of the job. Put in the information, again, you can put any conditions, but this right here is where you can go through and put notes in about this particular job for your records, okay? Once you put that information in there, you're going to post it, cancel, yes, there we go. You'll now see that this job is now being marked as completed. If we change tabs or push F5, and then when you go to do day 2, then you pull up day 2. Again, put what notes for your technician, put notes for your customer. If you're printing and leaving something on the job site, do what you normally do, and then post-production on it. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and put it. Now, again, I have my parameters set up. I can actually do it early. There we go. Okay, and then again, put our technician that did the work, post, cancel, yes, there we go. Okay, now, again, we have a record that we did those jobs. And again, you can put the notes and stuff in there. Now, when we're actually ready to give the customer, his bill, then we can go into the job screen here, go into the work order, edit mode, put in how much we actually use. So maybe instead of using 20, we use 25. Maybe instead of 1, we use 10. Again, depending on what you're doing, you'd put that information in there. We're going to save it. Again, we can close and then reopen the job screen. You'll notice that the price has been updated from the $2,500 to the $4,000, because again, we're telling it actual time and materials. Then, when you're ready to actually print out the invoice or whatever, then you can actually print out a work order invoice, do a preview here. And again, it's going to show you, what was used. So, like I said, if you want to keep track of what was done on each day, you can do the service call. Again, I thought this was a really cool way of doing multi-day work order job. Like I said, this may or may not work for your particular company, but give it a shot. Maybe it might work for you. But like I said, they are working on making it so you can do multiple days. It's just I don't have an answer on when that's supposed to be put into place or how far they've progressed on it. So, I hope this helps. You guys have yourself a wonderful day.